Hi everyone. I obviously did not manage to unmute my mic in time, but thank you so much for joining our live stream today, and huge congratulations on your A-level results yesterday. The purpose of this live stream is to show you around Leicester, which is the city that we are very proud to call our home here at Montfort University. And so we're going to have Jake in the city centre showing you around. We're going to be chatting about it, but also if you're still looking to perhaps join us this autumn through clearing, we're also going to be sharing plenty of information about what clearing is and how it might apply to you. And we've also got all of our contact details running down the bottom of the screen now, so you can call us or you can WhatsApp us as well. So yeah, we'll what we'll do first is we'll do a few introductions and then we'll get stuck right in. So my name is Marie. I work in the DMU news and social media team, and I'm your host for today. And I'm joined by 4 other wonderful people. So we'll just go round quickly. Over to you first, Nikila.
Hello, so my name's Nikila. I work within the school and college liaison team. We just want to make this as an interactive live stream as possible. So if you do have any questions, whether that's about life in Leicester, clearing, anything at all really, just drop it in the comment section and we'll get back to you in the stream.
Thank you very much for that. And Jake.
Hello, I'm Jake. I'm also part of the social media team. I'm currently in the busy heart of Leicester, so I'll be taking you on a little bit of a tour of some of the best that Leicester has to offer.
Fantastic. And just for everybody, if we have any technical issues, if Jake needs to kind of dip in and out, please bear with us. It is all happening live. Technology isn't always our friend, but there's plenty of us here to kind of answer questions as we go along and to kind of help kind of fill you in on everything Leicester. Joanna, over to you.
Afternoon, everyone. I'm Joanna. My pronouns are she, her. I'm the Union Development Executive at the Montfort Students' Union. And hello to one of the people that have commented already. I hope you're having a fab day.
Thank you, Joanna. And last but not least, Nafisa.
Hi, I'm Nafisa, and I'm a student of ADH. I'm currently on my placement here.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. So we're just going to get stuck in, I think, with Jake. So over to you, Jake. Tell us where you are. Tell us everything.
Absolutely, more than happy to. So I am currently in St Martin's Square, which is sort of the best place in the centre of Leicester if you're looking for independence and food, or a combination of the both, I think. I'll just quickly switch my camera around. Apologies. There we have it. So this is St Martin's Square. It is sort of the centre of town and the centre of an area of Leicester that we like to refer to as the Lanes, which is where you can find all kinds of independent shops of all shapes and sizes. In particular here, we've got the lovely St Martin's Coffee Shop, which is actually, their beans are actually roasted just down the road, as well as Pie, which is a brand new independent pizza store, and plenty of other lovely bits and bobs around. So if you're ever in Leicester looking for somewhere to just have a bit of a chill, grab yourself a bite to eat, St Martin's is 100% the best sort of place to do it.
Brilliant. And one thing we're quite excited about, a new thing I think that's opened in St Martin's Square is an independent bookshop as well, which, yeah, for any bookworms, I think is quite exciting. The owners seem really nice, and it's just a nice kind of shop to go and have a little browse in and maybe pick something special up.
I'm walking as quickly as I can to get there. There we go. Fox's Books, yes. Named after our city's football club, I believe.
Fantastic. Thanks for showing us, Jake, as well. You're going to
Fox's
definitely
Books have a load of fantastic books. I better quickly move because I can... Definitely going to get my steps in today, yeah. I'm going to quickly move because that's some copyrighted music and I'm not sure if we'd get taken down for it. But yes, I'm going to turn my mic off for a little bit and I'm just going to show you a little bit of the Lanes, which is where the majority of our independent stores are based. So I'll probably leave it over to Marie to have a bit of a a bit of a discussion about some of the places on show.
Fantastic. Okay, and I'm sure I will bring other people in as well to have a little chat about the lanes. But they're very sort of quirky set of streets in Leicester. Hopefully Jake's visuals will come back, otherwise you'll have to rely on my descriptions. It's not quite the same, but yeah, they're very kind of pretty set of streets that have lots of independent shops, restaurants, and that kind of stuff there. We've got vintage shops. We've got a really nice chocolate, kind of independent chocolate store where you can buy chocolate, and you can do workshops where you kind of learn about chocolate and make your own chocolate. And we've also got the Silver Arcade, which kind of connects through from the lanes. And I believe there's a kind of vintage, is it a vintage, oh my goodness, I've totally lost my words, you guys. Someone's going to have to help me.
It's like a retro gaming store.
Thank you very, very much. Yeah, retro gaming store. So if you're into that kind of thing, then head over to the Silver Arcade when you're in Leicester. There's literally something for everyone. So not only are the lanes very pretty, very quirky, you can kind of find some really kind of unique and individual buys from there as well. I don't know if any of you, Joanna and Nafisa or Nikila, if you have any kind of favourite shops or spots along the lanes.
Yeah, I quite like, I think it's called Kai. It's a really nice all-day brunch place. They do like the best pancakes you'll ever have. Their breakfasts are really nice, really good coffee as well. So, and then within that square that Jake was in earlier, St Martin's Square, Giggling Squid is newly opened, and that's got really great food. I'm vegetarian and has really great veggie options there as well. There's a couple of other really good restaurants there as well. There's Mowgli, which is it's a chain, but it's a bit of a smaller chain, and that has really nice Indian food. There's loads of options really.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that, because I'm food obsessed, and I'm really sort of always pleasantly kind of surprised by just how varied Leicester is in terms of the food options. Giggling Squid is definitely one of my favourites, and I don't know if any of you are ice cream fans, but we've got Gelato Village nearby, just where St Martin's Square is, with some of the yummiest flavours of gelato you can get your hands on in Leicester. So really, really nice. I also think if you're looking for kind of something special in terms of a gift, there's lovely little like jewelry shops and kind of shops that make just nice like ornaments and that sort of stuff. And this, what Jake's just showing us now, is one of the nicest kind of florists and plant shops in the city centre. I know that through the pandemic we've all become a little bit sort of plant obsessed. I know I had 0 plants and now I have 30 in my house. But yeah, you can always find some really beautiful plants there. And we're just circling around now. So Jake's kind of walked through St Martin's Square, up one of the lanes, and down back round again to St Martin's Square. So there's a really lovely homeware shop that Jake's just shown us called Harriman's, which has just got really, really lovely bits and bobs to maybe kind of help kit your student flat out and give it a little bit of a homely feel for yourself. As you can see, we've got loads of bars and restaurants. Gelato Village, which I've been to one too many times. How about yourself, Joanna or Nafisa? Have you guys got any particular spots that you love in this area?
That's a hard choice. For me, it is definitely the St Martin's coffee shop. I don't drink tea or coffee, but they do the best hot chocolate I have had in Leicester so far. But I think the biggest thing worth noting is, for anyone that is looking to come to Leicester, where Jake is right now is a hop and a skip from campus. And I think Lanes is one of the best places you can go sort of in between lectures or during your lunch. You're literally 5 minutes up the road. The direction that Jake is looking in now, if you literally head straight up there, you will hit campus. Thank you very much, Jake. That was beautiful pointing.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's literally like a 5-7 minute walk, and you're right where Jake is now. And Jake did show us the kind of old sweet shop. That's what he's pointing his camera at now. So it's a very kind of old school sweet shop with all the sweets in jars, and you go and like get them kind of measured by the gram, and that's a bit of a treat if you've got a sweet tooth for sure.
Whilst
And
Marie might have spent a lot of time in Gelato Village, I have definitely spent way too much time at the old sweet shop. It is addictive.
hey,
It's weird.
I've
I've spent my time in the champagne bar next door to the old village. And I think that shows how diverse Leicester City Centre is as well. I think a lot of people come and we have a bit of everything from our independent shops to our mainstream businesses. But like Marie was saying, there is something for everyone. And I love that they're kind of all just smushed together in this really pretty little place in Leicester.
Yeah, all really close together, walking distance. It's fab. And Jake was just showing us St. Martin's coffee shop again, which very kind of coolly transforms itself into like one of the best burger joints we have in the city. I think on a Thursday, Friday, and Saturday evening, it kind of takes on its kind of alter ego called Crafty Burger. And yeah, if you like burgers, definitely worth a visit. And they also have like veggie and vegan options as well, but really, really good stuff. Nafisa, have you got any sort of kind of thoughts on this particular part of the city, or just Leicester in general as a student, really?
Yes, I do have it because Leicester is pretty diverse, and we have got like all kind of food shops in here. And my favorite place to mention is Hot Dolce, where we get like really good desserts. I always love to spend time in there. I go there, have desserts with friends, and come back. And yeah, my favorite thing is to like roam around the city and then go to food places and visit and have something nice on my weekends.
Oh, that sounds really good. Who doesn't love a dessert place, honestly? And for students who are kind of keen on fancy dress, there's the Paper Tiger we walked down past. So there's again plenty to kind of help you with any themed parties you might want to go to. And this is the entrance to Silver Arcade, which again is just filled with lots of independent shops. We've got donuts. How do you pronounce that? Donuts in there, which has an incredible selection of the most indulgent donuts. Oh, this is the store that I got my words muddled up about earlier, the kind of retro game store. So definitely head here if you're interested in that kind of thing. Yeah, it looks really cool. I've not been myself, so I can't pretend I know much about it, but I'm definitely heading there next time I'm in the city.
I'm happy to inform that it's very good. I've been there a couple of times myself. They're relatively new, I believe. They're only joined a couple of years ago, but they are absolutely fantastic and give a lot of fantastic options.
Oh, amazing. Well, that's a pretty good recommendation from Jake there. And as we kind of head down to the bottom of the lanes, that kind of connects with the very kind of heart of the city centre, which we'll see a bit more of a little bit later as well. But we've got like the Leicester Market around this area, and then close by is the Clock Tower, which is a Leicester landmark and a really good sort of like meeting spot if you're meeting people in town. So and I don't know if you may notice right now in the shot there's a random rocket. Leicester is very sort of well connected in the sort of like arts and culture, and this is a series of like these amazing kind of beautifully decorated rockets that have landed all around the city, and it's part of an art trail that you can go and kind of scan your phone and learn lots about it. So that's a bit of fun at the moment. You can kind of hop from one to the next and find them at different locations. And we also actually have a few on campus as well. So yeah, it's just a little bit of fun.
And we've sort of come to the last stop at the moment on the tour, for the first half at the very least, of Leicester Market, which I won't be popping into because, but there are a load of fantastic, if you're looking for sort of free range options of foods and stuff, you can get a load in there.
Yeah, absolutely, Jake. It is one of the kind of biggest covered markets in Europe. And yeah, you can get all your fresh food and veg. There's an indoor bit as well where you can pick up lots of different kind of meats and seafood for really good prices. And then if you're into kind of a bit of sewing, or perhaps you're doing a fashion and textile degree at DMU, there's a few stalls on there that have some really well-priced fabrics. So if you're kind of mocking up, things for your course, it's quite a good place to go and get some of your kind of like trial fabric that you want to make things up in and see if they look good. So yeah, again, just a really good place to pick up bargains and have a bit of an explore, really. Thank you so much, Jake. Is that you sort of done for this particular area of the city? I don't want to.
I believe so for the first half, but I'll be back again in a little bit near to the clock tower. If you'd like, I can pop over to the clock tower now and sort of show where we'll be, show how close everything is, I suppose.
Yeah, that's really nice actually, because it's kind of hard to get a feel of it otherwise, but to actually show people that it literally takes like a minute from where you are to get to the clock tower is pretty cool.
Absolutely. We've sort of walked around in a circle here, so everything that you've seen already is all within like 5 minutes of each other tops. We're really close together. I will apologise, there's a little bit of construction work going on and there are a couple of buskers, so it's not going to be quiet around here. But, they've all turned out now. I don't know if you can even still hear me, but
yeah, we can hear you.
Reverse my camera real quick. Oh, give it a second.
I think the things that we find inconvenient from living in Leicester are actually always kind of a good sign. There's been a lot of improvements around the city centre as well at the moment. So loads of bits and bobs pedestrianised and kind of, just made to look really, really nice. So we don't mind a bit of roadworks. It pays off at the end, doesn't it? We keep losing Jake, but I think he's attempting to show us the clock tower area, which connects so many different pedestrianised streets in Leicester. There it is in all its glory. So at Christmas, that's where they put the Christmas tree, so next to the clock tower. So that's always a pretty scene in the winter. Fantastic. Okay, well, I think Jake has kind of showed us everything he's going to show us for this part of his contribution to the live stream, and we're going to connect with Jake a bit later as well to see some more. I just wanted to quickly remind you that if you wanted to explore your options about joining DMU this kind of September, October, it's not too late. You can still get in touch with us. Clearing is very much open, and you can talk to some of our expert advisors about what that would mean for you, really. So give us a call, send us a message on WhatsApp. We'd love to hear from you. I'm actually going to hand over to Joanna next, who's just going to talk to us a little bit about our Students' Union, kind of what she's excited about in terms of this coming year, and what the SU kind of offers students, really. So over to you, Joanna.
Thank you very much. I think first things first, what actually is the Students' Union? A lot of students come to university, and I know I did it. You think university is just sort of it. But the Students' Union is actually its own separate building on campus. We're our own separate entity from the university. we like to call ourselves sort of the home away from home, and the fun place on campus. You can come to us for anything from getting advice on housing to your academics to just having a squabble with your flatmates over the fact that they've stole your wooden spoon. But we also like to help you out with all your extracurriculars. So we have several dedicated departments that are going to help you on your student journey. So we have our activities team that do everything around societies. So whether you're into cheerleading, pole fitness, football, or you're looking to connect with people on a certain course that you're doing, we've got over 200 different societies and sports clubs that you can join. And it's a great way to meet friends, find new interests, get involved. And it's also something amazing to put on your CV. But we also have our voice team, who are pinnacle in your student journey. If you are ever having any issues with a lecturer or things on your course, you can just walk into the SU building and one of us will be able to help you. Obviously, I work there, so I am biased, but we are an incredibly supportive team. There's only 30 of us, but we are in there Monday to Friday. We're always available to help you with anything that we can. And I think this year is going to be super exciting because we get to run freshers every year. And obviously last year, a lot of our students didn't get to have a freshers. So we're doing a 2-week full-blown freshers with some amazing and incredible events. Some of our usual things that we have going on, like the bar crawl and our UV rave, but we also have non-drinking events. We get independent companies that come in. And I think it's the most exciting thing for me this year is that we're going to be back on campus and we're actually going to get to see you guys. You guys will be able to talk to us whatever you want about anything you want. And that's what I loved most when I was a student, is walking in, finding all these opportunities. And it's the only reason I'm sat here today. If I hadn't connected with the SU, I wouldn't have this job and I wouldn't get to meet amazing students like the one, I'll get my directions right, like the one that is sat next to us. So there's a lot that's going to be going on this year. You've also got 5 executive officers. So we get elected in every year by you as students. So we are students ourselves, and you guys get the joy of voting for us. And then we work the year round on manifesto points that we look and we hope will improve your student journey again. And if you ever need support, you can always reach out to us individually and we will help you and signpost you in the right direction.
That is, yeah, that is fab. Sorry, I think there's a bit of feedback on my end. Hopefully that's finished now. Thank you so much, Joanna. I'm always impressed by the number of kind of societies that you know, probably all universities have, but especially at DMU. And just tell us if you know, a student kind of joins and they kind of have a look through all these societies and they don't quite find the one for them or one that they want, can they kind of set their own ones up? Is that a thing, or do you have to like pick from that list?
No, that is the wonderful thing about the Students' Union. We work for you as students. If there's not something there for you as a society, you just need to come in with 3 friends, tell us what you want to do, and we will support you throughout the entire process. Actually, during COVID, we had our biggest number of new societies start. I think it was around 30 new societies were started up. And they're all doing amazing things now. One of the societies that I'm incredibly proud of is our Go Eco Society. They came to me with another society at the start of COVID, and they really wanted to start up an allotment project. And I found out this week that they managed to get the grant from the university to do that. And now we have an allotment on campus, so we can start making sustainable food. And I was so impressed. They started up that society, and you think about where they are now. And so anything in your wildest dreams is capable as soon as you walk through those doors. And if worse comes to worse and there really isn't anything for you, we always have free candy floss normally at some point during the year. So you can always come in and just grab some of that.
Candy floss makes everything better. You can't argue with that. That's so cool though that we have an allotment, like, on campus now, and students made that happen. I find that the kind of societies and the ideas behind them just connect people, no matter what, whether you're able to be on campus or whether you've had a year like we have had, and people haven't been. It's just such an amazing way of connecting, finding your people, and just living your best life really outside of your studies. Yeah, really, really cool. Thank you. Thank you very much for that. Is there anything else you wanted to add, Joanna, or shall I move on? I don't want to sort of cut you off if you've still got lots more to tell us about.
I mean, I would say there's so much more that I could tell everyone. I think the other important thing as well is for students that want to make active changes, like I say, the Students' Union is there for you. And, we're elected by you as 5 officers. The only people that are in charge of us are you guys. So you can come to us with any ideas or any changes that you want to see, and we can help you push those forward. But if you really want to make an active change, every year we have our student council and our zones. They're basically our little mini government. But like I say, we're fun because actually every year we do little competitions. Last year, student council actually got vouchers to donuts. So we had 50 very happy students who could go and get free donuts. But that is the place to go. It's the highest up you can be as a student in the Students' Union. You get elected in by your fellow peers. You sit in this council and you can make the big decisions about what happens in the SU. But we can also, as an executive team, help you escalate those to our trustee board in the university. And some incredible things happen in there. And again, I'm super excited to see who puts themselves forward this year and what changes you want to see happen at DMU, because that's what we're all here for. At the end of the day, I get paid to help you guys out, and I do it for free because I enjoy it so much. My life is dedicated to students, so we are always here for you.
That's really, really good to hear, Joanna. Thank you so much. It's so important to so many of our students to make a difference and be, part of any kind of positive changes happening. So very nice to know how they can get involved. Thank you. And we have kind of mentioned clearing a few times in this live stream, just this small thing that happens around this time of year, no biggie. But we kind of just wanted to give you a little bit more information on that if you are thinking that clearing might be an option for you. So I'm going to ask Nikila to have a little chat to us about it, please. Just, what it is, how you can apply, all those sorts of details, please.
Yeah, of course. So I'm sure you've seen the banner running on the bottom of the screen there. So that has all of our clearing contact details. You can reach us by telephone, or you can drop us a WhatsApp as well. I've also linked in there our clearing website for this year, so you can see all the different courses that we've got. You can check their entry criteria, which ones we're still offering places for, all that good stuff. So that's in the comment section. So do have a look if you are finding yourself perhaps considering clearing for this year. So I'm just going to explain what clearing really is and how it really works. So clearing is something that's available to all UK applicants. As you know, all UK applicants must come through UCAS. And if you've either not met the criteria of your firm or insurance choice on UCAS, or perhaps you are a late applicant and you're only now deciding that you want to go to university, or perhaps you were looking to see how the year played and you're looking now to think, actually, no, I do want to start this year, you can come through clearing. Essentially what you need to do is get in touch with the university that you're interested in. So if you get in touch with us on the contact details that are on the screen at the bottom, we can speak you through the course that you're interested in. You let us know what grades you have and the qualifications that you hold, and then we can make an assessment live, really, as to whether you'd be suitable for the majority of our courses. Now, I do want to say, obviously, some of the courses are starting to get filled. So results day was obviously yesterday. So the sooner the better, really, to get in touch with us, just to make sure that you're securing those places as soon as you can. But yeah, as I say, if you get in touch with us, essentially what will happen is that if we can make you an offer, if there are spaces available on a particular course, we will then get an offer letter sent out to your email address that will say all the conditions of the offer. And you'll have a deadline, which is normally the next day, to add us as your clearing choice on UCAS track. Now, just to note, you can't be holding any offers on UCAS at a university as your clearing choice. So if you do have your firm or insurance choice on there, you will need to decline those offers first. And as of 2 p.m. yesterday, you can do that yourself on UCAS track. So you don't necessarily need to get in contact with the universities if that's something that's going to hold things up for you. But do definitely speak with the new university to make sure you can get an offer just because obviously you don't want to make any changes on the UCAS track without being completely sure you can have a new offer made. So once you have that verbal offer, you've got a little bit of time to think about your decision and secure your place by adding that university and the course as your UCAS clearing choice, and then essentially what will happen is you'll need to send in your certificate to our admissions team by email, and the email address will be in the offer letter that's sent out to you, so you don't need to remember everything because it is quite a lot to take in, and there's pretty much that's all you really need to do. One thing to note as well, that if you have applied for student finance and you perhaps are changing your university, so say if you decide now is the time that you do want to come to DMU, but you perhaps originally applied for a different university, it's really simple to make changes. All you have to do is let the Student Finance England team know that you're no longer attending that university, and they'll just make some changes for you. It doesn't take any time at all. It's not going to hold up your funds or anything like that. So if that's something that's concerning you, it's not a problem. That's really it with regards to clearing. That's clearing in a nutshell. Definitely, if you're not quite sure, perhaps you're not even sure if you're going to meet the criteria, perhaps things didn't go to plan on results day, definitely get in touch with the team, because you never know, it might be that we can in fact make you an offer. We are trying to be particularly understanding of the fact that some of you guys have had a particularly challenging couple of years academically with everything that's gone on. Sometimes things have happened that are outside of your control, so we'll support you in any way that we can, even if it's perhaps you might not meet the entry criteria for the undergraduate course, but some of our courses do have foundation degrees where you can sort of bridge the gap between level 3 and university studies. So between your A-levels or BTECs, before you attend university, you can kind of do an interim period of a foundation degree, and then once you've completed that, you can then go on to the undergraduate course. So there's plenty of options available. If you're unsure, just get in touch with the team and we'll give you any advice. There's also one thing I do want to mention. There's campus tours running all throughout the next couple of weeks, just because we appreciate that there are some students who are going to be coming through clearing who perhaps haven't even had the chance to visit our campus, especially because a lot of our open days in the lead up to clearing have unfortunately had to be virtual just because of government guidelines. But now that we've had the green light, we're so excited to welcome students onto campus. If you're watching our live stream yesterday, you will have seen that we have a really, really beautiful campus and we're really, really proud of it. So definitely do let us know if it's something that you'd be interested in. We will be popping the link in the comment section, so you can come to book and visit campus if you're unsure, or perhaps if you have even added us as a clearing choice already, just to make sure that you're making the right decision. You can definitely come and visit campus so that you can see all the facilities and everything that we have to offer.
Thank you so much, Nicola, for sharing all your insights. That's, really, really important for people to know. A little bit more about clearing. As you say, we've actually popped a link and some other details in the comments, so go have a look if it's something you're considering or you want to know more about, and definitely take us up on a campus tour if you're interested in coming to DMU, because we do have a beautiful campus and it's always nice for you to actually get a feel of what it might be like here. I think you often once you go onto a campus, it's that defining moment where you know whether that's the place for you or not. So pop along, and there's no better time to actually talk to a current student, Nafisa. We'd love to hear a little bit from you, just in terms of why you chose DMU, what you're studying, why you like studying it, just an overview, and I can obviously ask you a few questions as well, but please take it away.
All right. So to begin with, I'd like to say why, being an international student, I chose DMU on top of every other universities in UK. Is because not many universities do my course. So my major is architectural technology, and which is available in this university. And while I was back in there, I obviously checked the modules. And the modules just completely matched my interest, because we are doing building design, building technology, professional practice, so lots of modules like that. So it matched my interest, and I felt like DMU is the one to go to. Also, I'd like to talk about my tutors, the academics we have in the university. So, for example, the program leader for my course, he's Lewis, and he's very friendly. And as a student, everyone would like to have a teacher like him, because he is very friendly, and with any kind of problem, I can directly reach him, speak to him. And I'm also serving as a university ambassador and the course representative as well. So anything regarding my course, any issues which comes up regarding any tutors or any students facing any kind of problem, I just go to him. He's always there to help. The tutors, they're just lovely. So right now, as I've said that, I just completed my second year and I'm doing placement. By the way, I'm in my office at the moment and I take a time off for this live stream. So for getting this placement during the COVID time, it was a very hard work because during the COVID times people didn't actually get involved in kind of like placement, or not many companies really hired. But I'd like to say that DMU is ranked, I think, number 1 in employability, like career services, which is very good for the university as well as for the students as well, because I got huge support from the university regarding managing my placements and all. The tutors helped as well, because from day one the main motive was to definitely be on course, study as much as I could, and then getting a placement, because from here I can learn many things. And I can say that whatever we learn on the university is just a prior knowledge, and now I can just take those knowledges and implement them into the real world, which is really amazing. And if I talk about the activities we do in DMU, there are like lots of activities apart from like education, if I'm talking. So we have got like the leisure center where we can go on the weekends and do really like lots of fun activities. When I first arrived here, I joined what's that called, Zumba class. I really loved it, and I was involved with all kind of sports societies, and I made new friends in there. Yes, and talking about making friends, there's like when I was in my course, so we have got the facilities of going on to trips, the global trips, which is known as DMU Global. And I was like very unfortunate because I couldn't go to that global one because of the pandemic, obviously. But I still have my Morocco visa on the passport, but couldn't go there. But it helps students to actually like be friends, be friends and be more close to your peers. Because once you go there all together, you're learning and you're making strong bonds with them as well. So yeah, it helps a lot. And yeah, we were talking back before about Leicester city. So I'm living right in the town. There are like lots of places to visit, lots of desert place. I'll specifically mention about desert since I love it. There are coffee shops, book places, definitely. I love to read books. So book places. And we have many sightseeing places in Leicester, for example, like the Leicester Fountain or the Castle Garden. I always go there when I have like leisure time. I love to go there and spend time in there. And if I just like keep talking about DMU, I just can never end it. Also, we have got like many facilities in DMU. So as a student in my course, since it is very practical, we have got like many facilities. For example, the DMU library, which is open 24/7, which helps a lot. Like before the submission, you will never find me at home. I'm always in the library studying, and which is a big facility because it is open 24/7. Also, we have got the printing, laser facilities where we do kind of our, make our models and stuffs like that. So, which are like wonderful. Yeah.
I was going to ask you a little bit actually, Nafisa. Correct me if I'm wrong, but are you your course is based in our award-winning Vijay Patel building? Is that right?
It is. Yes, it is. Uh-huh.
What's that like? Because from sort of like a slightly outsider's perspective, it's a spectacular building. I'd love to know what it's like as a student kind of working in there. Like, yeah, what does it feel like? And what kind of, I don't know, what kind of like facilities do you have access to that hopefully help with what you're learning on your course?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so as a student, like being on architecture course, basically, I can like talk about the building a lot. I really love how the building looks like. It is very modern. It's a cantilevered building, very modern. We have got their workspaces. We have got their studios as a student, so we can always craft and mold our ideas and show it to our friends, to our tutors, or the visitors who comes to visit the campus on the open days. Well, if you are there, like say a hi, because I sometimes do the shift on open day as well. So yes, and we have got there many facilities, as I was talking about, the printing facilities, laser cut facilities, and so many facilities in there. Really, it is a very modern building. We have got like a big cafe, like a buffet system in there, where we can always go and have a lunch. Sometimes they do offer free lunch, and yeah. And we have got a huge balcony in the building as well. So whenever we have like a bit of free time apart from studying, we go and sit in the balcony. It's a very, very much modern building, to be fair.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you. So you're going to have lots of people flocking to you on open days now. You do realise that. They'll go straight for Nafisa to come and say hello, hopefully. And yeah, definitely the kind of roof terrace balcony on the Vijay Patel building is a bit of a talking point.
Yes, that was what I was talking about. Yes, the roof terrace and balcony, yeah.
You get some of the best views of campus and the city from there, especially if you go sort of around sunrise or sunset. It's just such a stunning spot, isn't it?
That's kind of like a very showing off part as a student, because when I was there first, I definitely took a picture and then uploaded on Instagram, because that's the place we want people to see, right? And we have that in the university, so yeah.
Definitely. I feel there's quite a few Instagrammable locations on campus where you can go and like take some nice photos and show off to your friends who might not be at DMU, or share with your family and stuff. I think one of the things I always enjoy finding out from students about their time, especially in the Vijay Patel building, is how all the kind of workshops have this kind of open glass feel to them, so you can connect between, you might be like studying fashion but really interested in incorporating metal work into your designs or glass work, and you have access to all of those kind of work.
Even if I'm not like a part of that specific department or the course, I can still go there. There are like instructors in there who can give you guidelines how to use the machine, and it is just your passion, it depends on your passion. So if you're passionate about something, for example, like sewing, you can always go into that sewing workshop, the textile workshop, and can ask the instructor what to do. They will always help you with those.
Fantastic.
So not metal.
Oh, thank you so much. It's just nice hearing your thoughts and kind of your perspective on campus, your course, everything really. Thank you very much for that.
Thank you, Marie.
I'm sure I'll come back to all three of you in a bit. So next up, I don't know if he's ready yet, so we'll talk among ourselves if not, but we've got another sort of segment with Jake, who is once again live in Leicester City Centre. As I say, we can, hey, I made that happen. That was me.
Congratulations.
He just magically appeared. Hi, Jake, how are you doing?
Hello. It's very loud. There's a band tuning up currently right at the bottom of the clock tower, but I am back. So I will quickly sort of show people where we came from. So we came from that direction. Not long down there is St. Martin's Square. And now we're going to head a bit further down here and just show off sort of the main area I know we showed off a lot of our independent stores, but I think it's important to sort of show off that we have a lot of your more traditional stores and a very vibrant and busy centre of town. There's some sort of push bar competition going on in the corner over there.
There's always something going on in town, and it's actually really nice to see it looking so busy. It's a very vibrant city centre, and yeah, it's nice to see it bustling with people again, to be honest.
Especially after last year, I would 100% agree with that. But yes, no, we're sort of heading down the main high street at the moment. Again, all of this stuff is about a 10-minute walk that way to de Montfort. So it is really close and really accessible from campus. I will quickly point out Kokoro, which I think is one of my favorite takeaways in the country. But yes, so this is sort of our high street. And then if I head a bit further back up here and across, we have the Haymarket over here, which is the smaller of our two shopping centres in the centre of town. There's also a couple other shopping centres around the city, but they are a little bit of you're probably going to want to get a bus ride to Foss Park or the like. But if I turn us around here, we also have our second aisle, which at the moment has a sort of a mini festival going on at the bottom of it. If you can see, there is a carousel and some merry-go-rounds and a lot of fun stuff going on around the city.
Fantastic. And Jake, just in case you're in any doubt at all, I know it must seem really sort of loud for you in person, but we can hear you perfectly well. So whatever you're doing, keep doing it, because we can hear you very well.
Fantastic. That's very good to hear. But yes, we've got the new Oasis, who are just tuning up by the clock tower. And on my right here, we won't be taking a trip in, unfortunately, but this is High Cross, which is sort of our main city centre. I've forgotten what the word is for it. Marie, can you help me out?
Shopping centre.
That's the word. That's the word I was looking for. A shopping centre. Has all kinds of different bits and bobs at your pleasure. And yeah, so like Leicester's got all of the sort of the more traditional stores and everything like that, but I think where we really shine is the stuff I was showing off earlier, is the lanes, which in fact are just around the corner here behind these construction works.
It's definitely what you said. I think Leicester's really great for all the independent shops, restaurants and bars, but it's actually quite reassuring as well to know that you're going to find all the big brands that you like as well. So all the kind of familiar high street shops that you would expect to find in any good sized city are right here. And you're never really far away from a coffee shop or somewhere to kind of sit down and grab a bite to eat, all sorts of cuisines. This street here that we're walking up, and please feel free to jump in whenever, Jake. I'm trying to fill for you while you were muted. But there's lots of really cool little restaurants on here that do sort of sushi. We've got Korean, we've got Chinese, we've got Vietnamese.
We have quite a lot of boba tea places on our left here as well, and a lot of different options. If you want just a highlight of just some of the best that we've got in the city, on our YouTube we have the best sort of independent shops in Leicester and the best independent coffee shops in Leicester. So you can get a snack, and you can also get a good idea of some of the shops that we have around here.
They're definitely worth checking out on our YouTube channel if you want to see more. They're a kind of a tour style videos with a student, expertly filmed, and it definitely gives you a good idea of some of our favourite spots anyway. There's another rocket there for you.
This one's got a jukebox on the side of it.
Oh, nice.
I'm not entirely sure how they're planning on sending a jukebox into space, but I'm sure they'll work it out somehow.
That's not for us to worry about.
Yeah, that's another one of our arcades. So we have a couple of arcades around Leicester. We obviously mentioned the Silver Arcade. That was the Royal Arcade, which are once again just little pockets. They're quite hidden streets. I never really sort of noticed them until I was here a couple years, but they conceal quite a few very nice independent shops, mostly with like little niche interests as well. So there's a lot of the sort of not conventional places for you to be able to get a look at. This is Set, which is another one of our independents. Used to be in the lanes but moved to High Cross, and covers all kinds of things from greeting cards to jewelry to these adorable little plushies, which I'm not sure you can see in the window.
They are adorable, Jake, definitely. There's so many nice gifts in there as well if you're in the market for that kind of thing. And as you can see up the street, next to Set, there was another entrance to High Cross, so you can kind of enter and exit the kind of shopping centre at various points up and down the street.
I can see a question in the chat, which I'll quickly address. Yes, there is a Nando's in Leicester. There is, in fact, 2 Nando's in Leicester. There is one we will be visiting soon, and there's another one on the other side of the city. So there are plenty of sort of the conventional shops, your Nando's. We've got a Frankie's and Benny's. We've got a TGI Fridays. We've got all the sort of we've got all the traditional
got a Taco
ones.
Bell.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, we do. Yeah,
A
everything you'd
Wagamama.
expect to find. Yeah, Wagamama. I always pronounce it pho, but I know is it pho?
Pho,
The Vietnamese.
yes.
Pho.
This is where we are now.
Yes.
Absolutely love pho. Is it a chain or is it a one-off here? I'm not entirely sure.
It is a chain, but a very nice chain.
Absolutely
If you like
delicious.
Vietnamese food, yeah.
This is my favourite place in Leicester. One, because it's not far from where I have to walk to get home, but secondly, because there's God knows how many different food places.
Absolutely.
Oh,
No,
yes. Yeah, so this particular area, Joanna, yeah, so it's called St. Peter's Square, and it's just at the end of High Cross. And yeah, Joanna's right, it's just packed with kind of chain style restaurants, but really nice kind of chain restaurants. So yeah, Tamatanga.
I do love St. Peter's Square because it is filled with a load of restaurants, as you mentioned, and then also mini golf.
Tell us more, Jake. Tell us
Yeah.
more. What can you tell us about this?
Absolutely, this is Treetop. No, I can't actually. I can't speak anymore. This is Treetop Adventure Golf, which is a relatively new addition to Leicester. They've got two separate crazy golf courses downstairs in there. They are absolutely fantastic. Really innovative and interesting mini golf. We have a lot of mini golf around the city, to be fair, because we also have caddy shackers on the other side of town, and most recently opened, I believe, is Lane 7, which is a franchise you might have heard of. They have places in all the major cities, but they've got mini golf, they've got bowling, they've got pool, they've got shuffleboard, they've got all kinds of fantastic stuff as well. And coming up right in front of us, go on.
Sorry, Jake, I was just going to do a little reminder for everyone watching along. If they have any questions, to please drop them in the comments, because we're here to kind of answer as many as we can, and we'll have a bit of time at the end. So yeah, any questions about Leicester, studying in Leicester at DMU, drop them, and yeah, we'll answer them at the end. Sorry, Jake.
No, that's fine. I was just going to say the blinding object in front of us is Showcase Deluxe, with its very large mirrored walls. That is Leicester's cinema. It's absolutely fantastic. And this is sort of the bulk of St. Peter's Square. So you can see Frankie's and Benny's there. For the gentlemen in the comments, that just down there is our Nando's. We've got a Wagamama's, Pizza Express. Somewhere that I went to celebrate my graduation was 1573. It's a little more upmarket, but it's definitely worth it. There's Turtle Bay, and we have Zizzy's over there as well.
There is a question about whether we have Indian restaurants in Leicester, and boy, do we have Indian restaurants in Leicester. We have some of the best in the country, I reckon. Some that are kind of more city centre based that come to mind for me are Tamatanga, that we just passed just a little way up. Mowgli, which is in St. Martin's Square. Kayal is amazing on Granby Street, just as you enter the city from the train station. I believe there's two Kayals, and I think one's just veggie stroke vegan, and the other one is, caters to meat eaters as well. They're just kind of some of the ones that are in the city centre, but we also have sort of a short kind of drive or bus ride away from the city centre, what we call Leicester's Golden Mile, and that's got so many different amazing kind of traditional Indian restaurants and Indian shops. It's packed with kind of culture, and it's just a wonderful place to go and visit. Yeah, if anybody else knows of any, please chip in. I'm definitely not a connoisseur, but I do like food. Okay, sorry, I think we've I got so excited about food, we lost Jake, and I didn't even realise, which is really terrible of me, isn't it? But he's back.
Am I? I'm back. That's good. I apologise about my hair. It is incredibly windy today. But yes, this is St. Peter's Square. This is where the walking sort of segment, I think, of our tour definitely ends. I will point out just behind me we have the back of, it's that side. That's the back of High Cross. So it's a big old shopping centre going all the way around. and there are dozens and dozens of your usual shops, as well as John Lewis, which is absolutely massive, big old department store. In case you get here and realize, for example, just picking one out of the blue, that you'd accidentally left all of your cutlery at home on your first day arriving, which was definitely something that happened to me.
Well, at least you were covered quite well there.
Exactly.
There's so much to remember when you're packing for uni. It's inevitable that you'll forget something, but there's nothing you can't find in Leicester. So yeah, I think we're all covered. And again, it's kind of worth saying, because we've kind of done a massive loop of the city and it's easy to get disorientated. This kind of the level that Jake is at now, in terms of if the city was a grid, is actually on a very similar level to St. Martin's Square, but just like a few kind of blocks away. So again, to get to St. Peter's Square, it's a really short walk from campus. So everything is really within easy reach. You can easily walk around the city a few times in a day. So if you fancied a day shopping and eating, definitely very, very doable.
Absolutely. I think even to just to sort of prove your point, I'm currently in St. Peter's Square, but I'm going to start just walking towards the university, and I should get there before we finished our question segment.
Oh, amazing. Okay, we'll race you.
Sounds like a plan.
We'll race you there. So we'll kind of go and have a look at a few questions in a bit, but I just wanted to ask each of you before we get to that point, what you're kind of like, if you had to pick one thing about Leicester that's your favorite thing, what would it be? I don't know, shall I put Jake on the spot before he disappears?
Sure thing, you can. My favorite thing about Leicester, I would probably have to, other than it all being just so close together, meaning that you can go anywhere within like 5 minutes, which is great because I'm lazy and this is probably the most I've walked since pandemic. I would have to say a place called Bean Gaming Cafe, which is a lovely coffee shop, which also has hundreds of different board games for you to try out for free whilst you're there, which is just fantastic. I have spent many an evening in there with some friends.
That is a good shout, Jake. And just to buy the rest of you a bit of time and not put you on the spot, I'll go next. I'll sacrifice myself. For me, I think it's got to be Leicester's cultural quarter, purely because when I first moved to Leicester, I lived there. So it really it has a special place in my heart. It's a really nice part of the city where our kind of landmark Curve Theatre is at, which DMU has great connections with if you're doing sort of drama and performing arts, and it's got some really kind of nice architecture. Some of it is flats, some of it's actually student flats as well, and yeah, just some nice bars, and it's also kind of home to a couple of bits of our kind of biggest bits of street art that are like really recognizable when you're in Leicester. So that's mine. How about you, Nikila? What's your favourite thing about Leicester?
So I wasn't actually born in Leicester, but I've been here since I was 4. So even though I didn't go to DMU, I've lived here my whole life pretty much. And I would say it's improved so much in upcoming years with regards to like food options if you're vegetarian. Like when I was young, I remember going out for dinners and there wasn't that many choices. But if you're veggie and you're in Leicester, because it's so cultural, like we've said so many times, but it really is, there's literally something for everyone. So no matter what you fancy food-wise, if you're a foodie, Leicester's a good place to be, for sure.
I totally agree with that. And how about yourself, Nafisa?
Sorry, just took me some time to unmute myself. So I love to go to, I'd recommend everyone who's new in Leicester to visit Leicester Museum and Gallery. And also we have got that art gallery, I believe. I don't really know the name. It's just right beside, the museum as well. So I'd recommend everyone to go there because I personally, I'm very how to say, I'm very passionate about any artworks. So I just love to go there and spend some time looking at the arts and admire it and try to do something new by myself. So yeah.
Oh, that's pretty good. Good answer there. And last but not least, Joanna.
I think for me, the thing I love most about Leicester is it's always busy, but there are some really tranquil places that you can go to in Leicester that are so secluded and quiet. Nafisa mentioned it earlier, but we have Castle Gardens, which is pretty much on campus. But we also have Abbey Park and Victoria Park. And you can go there and just sit and not do anything. And I was doing that earlier this week. I think that is my favourite thing. Leicester really does have everything.
Yeah, that is so true. And if you happen to come to uni with a car, or you don't mind a very sort of short little kind of bus journey out of the very centre, so I'm talking sort of like 15 minutes or so, you can go to Bradgate Park as well, which is absolutely massive and beautiful, and there's deer there, and who doesn't like deer? Yeah, I'm not having it. If anyone doesn't like deer, we can't be friends, I'm afraid. Okay, so we've had a question in the chat, I think, which was about jobs, getting a job, part-time while you're a student. I'm probably not an expert in answering this, so if anybody else has an answer, please chip in. I know that obviously, you know, Leicester as a city has loads of part-time opportunities, and I also think there's what we call uni temps that students can apply to jobs through. So Keela, you are nodding your head. I assume you know that.
Within my role, so we have quite a few different roles on campus. So student ambassadors can get involved with each of the different departments. So it's not just one set role, and you'll move around as well. So for instance, throughout clearing, I'm working really close with a lot of student ambassadors who are helping us. So they'll be manning our WhatsApp. Sometimes even our telephone lines, they'll help with telemarketing, that type of thing. So it's a really great thing to get involved in, because not only is it really good to have an employment that fits around your studies, it's also really good because it kind of boosts your CV in that you get to be involved in so many different departments doing lots of different things. So some of our students will be involved in the social media teams, and they'll be involved in live streams like this, as you can see. They might be helping with the social media channels on other types of things, perhaps like a day in the life of a student. There's so many different things you can get involved in. You might even be doing an admin role within a department if they need some help, processing some types of documents and that type of thing. There's so many different roles. So to kind of have that unique experience of within one job, having so many different sort of responsibilities, just kind of a good way to kind of dip your toe if you don't have any work experience. And we don't necessarily need work experience. I've interviewed student ambassadors myself, and we've not kind of said you need to have experience, as long as you can sort of put yourself in the mindset and answer some questions as to how you would manage certain scenarios. It's not a problem. You don't necessarily need work experience. And as Jake's demonstrating, because the city centre is such a short walk to campus, you can easily get into the city centre to kind of get that part-time employment around your studies. It's not a problem at all. Whereas perhaps if you're in a university where the campus is so far away from the city centre, by the time you commute in, it might be a bit of a challenge. But because we're so fortunate to have the campus so close to Leicester City Centre, and all the time you see students that are employed within retail, you might be working at a restaurant, bar, anything like that. There's always stuff to be involved in. So part-time employment is definitely a good one if you are coming to DMU.
Fantastic. Thank you for answering that so comprehensively. Really appreciate that. We've also got a question about the facilities on campus. So yeah, what they're like, really. Is there anybody with a burning desire to help answer this question? I know that obviously we spoke a little bit about them from Nafisa's point of view as a architectural technology student. But yeah, there's campus is amazing. It's, we've got things like the kind of Jubilee Centre QE2 gym, which does amazing discounts for students and is right on campus. And we've got a 24/7 library that you can access as well. Obviously, students from different kind of courses and faculties have very specific facilities that kind of complement what they're studying as well. But yeah, Joanna, do you kind of are you able to chip in with a little bit on sort of what campus has to offer?
I mean, yeah, so I think one of the other things to mention is how accessible our campus is in terms of its facilities. I know we get a lot of students that when they're looking for universities, it is a concern if you are a disabled student, what we can offer you. DMU, I think, prides itself on how accessible we are. I actually did some research last year into all of the facilities that are available. So obviously you have things like our ramps to get into the library, but actually if you're a hard of hearing student, we can offer you certain things in your accommodation to make your student life just as accessible and just as smooth as what it would be for any able-bodied student. But again, within the SU, we can also offer you a lot of support and help. I think we are really fortunate as an institution that our facilities are really quite high end. I mean, I think it was only a couple of years ago we introduced to the aeronautical students, they actually have some, I don't know what the word is, but they basically have like a flight simulator. Yeah, Jake's nodding, so I got that right. Thank you. And I mean, I think that's incredible that we have all those facilities to just make your education a bit more real.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And I know things like our midwifery students have like birthing suites and stuff like that. So basically, whatever your course is, DMU definitely prides itself on providing the facilities that will kind of make you as kind of employable afterwards. So if it's stuff that you need practical experience with, we've got it on campus and you'll be kind of utilizing it as part of your course. Obviously, we've got, you know, our whole DMU Works team, which is our careers kind of arm of DMU, which helps people like Nafisa on like year-long placements, internships, and that kind of stuff as well. And just in terms of accessibility as well, I just wanted to very quickly mention our kind of disability team who are here to kind of help students with, you know, everything from, you know, dyslexia to autism, and we'll have loads of kind of support in place for any student who kind of just needs a little bit of extra help to help them really to just achieve their very best. I just want to say Jake is back on campus now, so should we kind of hear from you and you can kind of swizzle us around and show us where you're at?
Yes, for sure. So I am right at the top of campus now. We obviously did a tour of campus yesterday, and if you would like to see that, you can always check it out on our YouTube channel. But that took me, I think, maybe 10 minutes from literally the heart of town, the main shopping centre, to walk here, and I'm not a fast walker. So it is definitely accessible. I will also say to the points that a couple of other people have made, like the facilities are amazing at DMU. Especially, I was a media production student, so I dealt with the radio studio and the TV studio. Our radio studio is legitimately one of the best that student radios have to offer throughout the country. It got refurbished recently. It's absolutely fantastic, and anyone can get involved with it. And in terms of accessibility, I knew I had a friend here who had a guide dog. He was himself partially blind, and the university was amazing and accommodated to him fantastically. So yeah, DMU is just a great place to come. It's right next to the city, and it's accessible and fantastic.
Yeah, and you know, definitely again, I know for a lot of students, you're kind of thinking like whatever decision you made about university, you know, might seem final at the moment, but it's certainly not. You know, we are right in the kind of in the thick of the clearing period, which again, if it's something that you're interested in, you'd like to kind of discuss your options with us. It doesn't matter what decisions you've made before. Yeah. Please give us a call, message us on WhatsApp. We've got friendly advisors who are here to just talk you through your options. And that's just a really lovely comment from all the way from Mexico City. So nice to know that we're reaching, you know, people far and wide. And yeah, lovely to know that people from Mexico City are checking out Leicester and DMU. Thank you all so much for joining me today. We had very minimum technical hitches, which is actually incredible. Jake, you've done a fantastic job showing us around the city. I hope that everybody watching has got a nice flavour of what our city is all about. And thank you so much, Nikhila, Nafisa, Joanna, for just giving us, your valuable insights into, what DMU and Leicester means to you. I think we'll wrap it up now. And thank you very much, everybody, for joining us.